Happy Easter Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. In today's weather forecast, I'll be covering the major warming trend throughout this week, who could be in store seeing 80-degree high temperatures, and then flooding rains will be possible across the Gulf of Mexico into the southeastern United States, how much rainfall you can expect throughout the week as well, followed by an active weather pattern returning for next weekend, who could be seeing some more severe weather. We'll detail those areas later on in this video. But now is the time to subscribe if you guys want daily weather breakdowns on this channel. I cover southern Canada, the United States, and the tropics every single morning at 9 a.m. So definitely be sure to hit the subscribe button if you have not yet already, and slap the like button down below. The more likes we get, the more people who view this video. So I definitely appreciate all the new subscribers and all of the likes out there on the video. But this is the 8-year anniversary. Believe it or not, on April 9th of 2015, we had an EF4 tornado across northern Illinois, the Rochelle Fairdale, Illinois tornado, and this tornado was on the ground from 6:39 to 7:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time that evening. And again, the max rating was an EF4 with 200-mile-per-hour winds. It was 30.2 miles here in length with 700 yards wide, and it actually caused 22 injuries and unfortunately 2 fatalities as well. And it was actually the strongest northern Illinois tornado in 25 years since the 1990 tornado in portions of northern Illinois. So definitely a very devastating day back there on April 9, 2015. And I did want to go over the setup here. So back on day 4, that on April 6th of 2015, the Storm Prediction Center actually had a heightened area of risk across Illinois and Missouri with a 30% area here for severe weather. But as the day grew closer, on day 1 and April 9, 2015, for the severe weather, they actually expanded that level 3 enhanced risk to cover all of Illinois, Indiana, and all the way down into the Arklatex with that low pressure system farther up to the north in the warm front. That did spell out the chance for significant long track tornadoes with a 10% hatched area for tornadoes on their day 1 outlook back on April 9, 2015. And you can see with that outbreak, we saw lots of tornadoes across northern Illinois, even a couple tornado reports near the Peoria area, a lot of hail reports, wind damage, definitely a big outbreak back on April 9, 2015. And if we widen out the view on that day, we had 24 total tornadoes, 144 wind reports, 123 hail reports for a big day of severe weather, 291 total severe weather reports back on April 9th of 2015. So yes, the 8-year anniversary of the Rochelle Fairdale tornado is today 8 years ago, so definitely something worth noting. But going through today, none of that's going to be happening. Beautiful weather going through Easter Sunday. We got building heights across North America here, so we're going to see lots of ridging and warmer temperatures this afternoon. Look at all the 70s out here across the Great Plains, the Midwest, the Ohio Valley into the mid-60s this afternoon. And you can't complain across the Northeast either. We have temperatures in the 50s across portions here of the New York City area up toward Boston. Definitely seeing some mid to upper 40s there. And again, some very warm conditions down here toward the Phoenix area, around 90 as we get toward Easter Sunday afternoon today. And we're also going to see light winds. So with the warm temperatures and light winds, you could be sure to have a lot of great weather outside here. So definitely get outside and enjoy it as well. And because look at the map, we don't have much rainfall to speak about. A couple areas up here into the Pacific Northwest, maybe a couple isolated showers and storms we have to watch out for here from the upper Midwest down through the Central Plains, and then a couple showers and storms down into Florida. That's about it going through Easter Sunday afternoon. So otherwise, we're seeing high pressure dominating, lots of sunshine across the United States. Definitely a very pleasant day out there. And we'll kind of walk you through the day here. We have very warm, very dry conditions across the middle of the country this morning. We got some rain showers up here across western and central Washington, so Seattle definitely seeing some rain showers this morning. Maybe a couple showers down here into central and southern Florida. Not an all morning washout, that is for sure. And again, going into this afternoon, unfortunately, the Pacific Northwest does look the wettest out of the whole entire country. So the Seattle area, maybe as far south as Portland, Oregon, probably going to see some more widespread light to moderate rainfall. But look at all across the rest of the country with, dodging a couple couple isolated sprinkles and showers out here, we're looking pretty good, and especially down here into Florida. We may be seeing some afternoon pop-up showers and storms, but other than that, not too bad. Not an all-day washout in Florida by any means. And then by the time we move into Easter Sunday night tonight, things look pretty similar. Again, widespread rain across the Pacific Northwest, a couple showers and storms in the middle of the country to watch out for, and across Florida. Other than that, high pressure will be dominating, and that really takes us into your Monday morning to start the work week on April 10th. So looking at the rainfall accumulation through Monday morning, from now through Monday, definitely seeing the heaviest rain across the Pacific Northwest up here, so British Columbia, down into western Washington state, western portions of Oregon. Some of these areas like Seattle, Portland, Oregon, we could be talking about maybe 1 inch to 2 inches worth of rain going through that Monday morning time frame. Some spotty showers here from portions of the Twin Cities down through the Wichita area, getting in towards portions of the Amarillo, Lubbock area here into Texas. Maybe some areas getting 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain if you get under a thunderstorm. And then the same thing holds true into central and southern Florida with that cold front moving farther to the south off the peninsula. We could be seeing some afternoon showers and storms this afternoon. But if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, now's the time to follow me. If you want additional weather forecast updates, follow me at HWeather420. It's down below in the description. Click on it and follow me on Twitter. Definitely much appreciated. But as we go through the week, we have building heights again. We got that ridge really starting to strengthen across the United States and North America. That carries us into the middle of the week, and that ridge will also slide farther off to the east toward the Great Lakes region as we get towards Wednesday, April 12th, and we're seeing a couple of areas that we're watching for active weather. We got the Pacific Northwest up here with the trough and across western Canada, and a little bit of a sneaky trough or low pressure system trying to develop underneath that ridge down here near the Gulf Coast we'll talk about as well. But first, look at these pleasant temperatures. We got temperatures in the 60s and 70s area wide here across the Midwest, the Great Plains, and much of the eastern 2/3 of the country on Monday. Tuesday, we warm up even further. We're on up into the 80s up here into western portions of South Dakota. We could be 82 degrees in Rapid City, 81 in Lincoln, Nebraska here, 82 down here into the Amarillo area, and then even warmer we go by the middle of the week as we maximize that ridge of high pressure across the eastern 2/3 of the country. We're in the mid 70s in Chicago here, low 70s in Milwaukee, lower 80s into the Des Moines, Iowa area, 86 into Omaha, and perhaps even 87 over here in toward the Denver area by Wednesday. So definitely warming up in a big way. But as we go toward late week, that ridge will still slide a little bit further off to the east. And especially by Friday, we're going to see that change in the weather pattern where we have a trough across the west and a ridge across the east. And that's where we have the cooler weather. So underneath that trough, you're going to see the 40s and 50s. And as you go up in elevation, of course, you're going to see the cooler temperatures. But across the eastern 2/3 of the country, you can bet we're going to be hanging on to the 70s and 80s all across the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the Southeast, the Central Plains. Definitely a lot of these areas baking in the springtime warmth on Thursday, and that continues even into Friday, April 14th as well. So a week full of 60s, 70s, and 80s all across, especially areas east of the Rockies. Definitely seeing some spring-like warmth. But we have to look at the precipitation as well going through the week. So let's walk you through this here. On Monday, we got that widespread rainfall up here ongoing across Washington state, getting into portions of western Oregon, and then maybe up here into Alberta and British Columbia, Canada as well. We got some spotty showers down into portions of the southern plains. These won't be severe on Monday. Again, on Tuesday, we still have that pesky trough across the northwest with some higher elevation snows and some lower elevation rains, but we're also watching a system trying to gather some steam down here over the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico on Tuesday. Much of the rainfall will be off the coast on Tuesday, except for maybe central and southern Florida. As we go into Wednesday, this is the time frame we're going to watch for a developing low pressure system strengthening and some heavier rain starting to push closer to the coastline near the New Orleans region by Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. And the EPS guidance here, the European ensemble guidance, is showing that developing across portions of coastal Texas, moving over the waters, and then strengthening as it pushes toward the Lake Charles area, getting over toward New Orleans. Definitely watching the center of low pressure system there. That is underneath 8th, the building heights and that ridge on Thursday morning. And then by Thursday night, that crashes ashore across Mississippi, Alabama, and Northwest Florida with some heavy rain by then across those areas. So on Thursday, with that low pressure system moving in, we're going to be seeing some widespread heavy rain across the central Gulf Coast states, the southeast here. Definitely seeing some soggy times, maybe as far north as western Tennessee up toward the Memphis area, Jackson, Tennessee, the Nashville region. Watch out for this by Thursday night. Going into Friday, some spotty showers and storms across the Carolinas, Virginia, and much of the Tennessee Valley. Watching out for some lingering rain showers there. But as that trough starts to move farther east, we're going to see Lee cyclogenesis and a low pressure system resulting from that on Friday. And that leads us to our next topic here in just a moment. But looking at the rainfall, we're seeing some heavy rain up here across the Pacific Northwest, some spotty showers in between there where that ridge does build, and then that, of course, that heavy rainfall maker across the southeast with rainfall amounts well over an inch in many of these areas. And you can see this is ensemble guidance. This is the mean for total rainfall accumulation. So this is an average, but we definitely could be seeing much of Florida, southern Georgia, southern Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and then on up into the eastern Carolinas getting at least a half an inch to an inch worth of rain, and some of this could be conservative through that Friday the 14th time frame. And then on up across the Pacific Northwest with that trough, you can bet we could be seeing some very heavy rain. So Seattle, again, this is an average showing around 2 inches, the Portland area around 2 inches, so definitely seeing some very heavy rain across these areas. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple areas up here like Seattle or Portland, Oregon gets at least up to 4 inches of rain going through that Friday the 14th time frame. But we're going to see a pattern change getting into next weekend. So we have the ridge moving farther to the east. So we're going to see the warmer air persisting across the eastern 2/3 of the country, but the western third will be cooler underneath that trough, and that's going to set up a temperature battle zone where we have cooler temperatures in the west and warmer temperatures in the east. And that is the very pattern we actually saw just about a week or two ago with all the severe weather. And here we go again. So on Friday, April 14th, we're going to be advecting a lot of moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico here. We got the very boiling warm temperatures down here into the Gulf of Mexico, so it will be no problem getting the 60-degree dew points up across at least the Arklatex and the southern plains on Friday. A little bit of a dry line back here just west of the Dallas-Fort Worth area and Oklahoma City Friday afternoon. So with that low pressure system developing near central Kansas and that tropical moisture moving northward, we have to watch out Friday afternoon for some spotty showers and storms. These could turn severe, I think, going into Friday night. Now, they do look spotty, so not everybody will see these, but if you get under a shower or storm, you can bet you'll see some heavy rainfall, some nice lightning here, some very vivid lightning, and also some severe weather hazards, damaging winds, large hail, and perhaps even a brief spin-up tornado. And you can see that here with the 500 millibar mid-level jet, not looking too terribly impressive on Friday, but still enough upper level support for some thunderstorm activity. And again, that low-level jet is a little unimpressive at this range, but we'll continue to watch it as we go toward that Friday time frame. But it's really on Saturday the system starts to strengthen as it pushes up toward the Midwest and the western Great Lakes region with the trailing cold front and dry line. We're going to see those 60-degree dew points moving up in toward the Chicagoland area, Indianapolis, and as far south as the Gulf Coast. Maybe some low 70 dew points down into the Shreveport area, the Little Rock area, getting down in toward Jackson, Mississippi. We're going to be watching you for those 70-degree dew points on Saturday, April 15th. And we're going to see a little bit more numerous showers and storms ongoing by Saturday morning. And that will push eastward. A couple waves of some stronger showers and storms down here across the southeast going through Saturday afternoon. So definitely watching out for that. And depending on destabilization here, depending on how much cloud cover we see or instability recovery by the evening hours, we could have maybe an MCS or mesoscale convective system try to develop here across Texas and march its way across the Houston area and potentially into Louisiana and the Arklatex by the time we get into Saturday night. So that will be something to watch. And yes, the eyes aren't mistaking you. There are blue up here in toward portions of the Twin Cities again and the northern plains, upper Midwest. That is snowfall on the backside of the system. We'll get to that in a moment, but that upper level system will be be moving up across the Great Lakes. The higher support for the wind energy will be farther north, so the mid-level jet will be a little displaced from the strongest dynamics and instability here farther north with this system, and also the low-level jet. So that will be something to watch. How far north does the instability get here, and the overlap between the instability and the wind shear? That will be important in locating the severe weather threat on Saturday. But look at the backside of the system. Yes, again, the eyes aren't mistaking you. A very narrow band of a few inches of snow may be falling. Now, it is April, and the April has a higher sun angle. So again, what you see for amounts here probably won't occur on the pavement, but definitely on grassy surfaces. We could be watching for this through next weekend time frame on April 14th through the 16th. And this is the general potential storm track. So we got the low pressure system developing down near central Kansas. That will move north and east, and then east northeast from there next weekend. And we're watching this corridor here from portions of southwestern Illinois, portions of Missouri, Arkansas, all the way down to coastal Texas and East Texas for the potential of severe weather going in towards next weekend. So that's Friday, Saturday, and potentially early on Sunday as well. So that will be an area to watch. You got the cold front trailing down here from the west, and the warm front surging well up to the north with those widespread 70s and 80s all the way up into the upper Midwest at times, getting in toward the central Great Lakes and the Northeast. So definitely a deep warm sector with this system. We'll keep tracking it for you in the days to come. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. Remember to like the video down below, give it a thumbs up, leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. I'll get to those later on today. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new, and hit the notification bell to get all of my daily weather forecast updates on this channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, again at HWeather420. It's in the description below. Follow me on Twitter for additional weather forecast updates here as well on this channel. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your Easter weekend, and I will see you all in the next video.